Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to be attempting to get through the rest of my physical TBR before the end of 2024, and more specifically, before the end of Christmas, because I asked for a lot of books for Christmas and I need to make some room so I can add those to my physical TBR. The books that I currently have on my physical TBR include Throne of Secrets, Red Queen, Lovely War, and Heartless Hunter. I'm actually filming this as I have already finished recording this video, so I'm pleased to say that I actually got through all of these except for one in the span of about a week, and my thoughts on them are pretty mixed, so you'll have to wait and see which ones I liked and which ones I actually wasn't too crazy about. I am currently 36% of the way into Heartless Hunter by Kirsten Ciccarelli, and I am thoroughly enjoying this so far. I started this last weekend, had the physical copy, and I did see that it was on Kindle Unlimited. So when I was about to fall asleep the other night, I was like, okay, let me just start it on here. This is just such a fast-paced plot so far. I feel like so much is already happening, and so much happened within the first 100 pages, really. I think that this is one of the first fantasy books I've read in a while where I'm not rereading it and I haven't heard any spoilers about it. So I'm really going into this blind. I have no idea what's gonna happen, and I just feel like that makes it so much more interesting. I'm so intrigued as to what is going to happen next. Let me tell you what this is about. This is about a witch and a witch hunter, and in this world country that they are in, all witches are basically outlawed, and if you are caught as a witch, that you are basically killed. The main protagonist of this story has a secret identity where she is trying to save other witches that have been caught and basically takes them from the witch hunter. He is kind of suspecting that she might be who he is looking for, and it's basically just them trying to outplay each other, and I really am enjoying that concept. I think it's there is so much tension between the two, and it's like they're kind of attracted to each other, but they can't because they both are suspecting the other. Well, he's suspecting her and she knows that he is basically her enemy, and I am so intrigued as to how this is going to end. I have absolutely no idea, but I'm really enjoying this so far. I've seen a lot of good stuff about this, which is why I asked for this copy for my birthday, and I definitely can see this being a really high 4, maybe a 5. We'll see how it continues. I'm currently 36% of the way through. I'm hoping to get maybe to 40% tonight. It's already 9 o'clock and that's past my bedtime, but I'm hoping to at least get to 50% tomorrow, maybe more. We'll see. And hopefully maybe finish it this weekend. I don't know, we'll see. I am just really enjoying this so far, and I so far would highly recommend. Good morning. I have a little bit of an update. Last night I was able to get to halfway of Heartless Hunter, which I was very happy about. I was laying in bed and I just couldn't stop reading. I was like, okay, maybe I'll just read until 11. I stayed up and got to halfway and I was anxious. I was on the edge of my seat. I could not believe what was happening. But I was hoping to get to 50% today, and since I'm already there, I'm gonna try and aim for 75. I'm gonna sit, lock in, and hopefully get to around 75%, and I'm hoping to finish this either later tonight or tomorrow. I am 76% of the way through Heartless Hunter, and I'm definitely noticing that some of my predictions are correct. I highlighted some stuff in the beginning on my Kindle that when it was said, I was like, I feel like this is foreshadowing and that this is actually meaning something else, and I think I was right. And then I had some other suspicions here, and I'm like, I feel like something that is happening, like this one person is doing it, and I was right. I really don't know how this is gonna end though, but there was just a big reveal and I was kind of suspecting it in a way. Like I wasn't expecting it like spot on, but I was pretty accurate. I am gonna try to finish this. I'm 82% of the way in, and I am going to be so upset when I just know the conflict is gonna happen, because I just highlighted almost this whole page because I'm like, oh, this is so cute. What am I gonna do when I know for a fact this is going to go to hell? What am I gonna do? I don't know, because I think they are so cute. I am genuinely so unwell right now because this is so cute. I could cry. I could cry. Oh my god. This is so cute. He said, every night after dinner, we'll take a long walk through Wintersea and I'll pick you a bouquet of flowers and we'll talk. Or be silent. I don't really care as long as you're next to me. Hey, so I'm unwell? Wait, I think I just put something else together. Oh my god, I think I just put another connection together. If I'm right, I wonder if I'm right. Because I won't spoil anything. Oh, but I wonder if I'm right. Okay. I shouldn't have stopped recording. I was not expecting it to happen this soon. Oh my god, wait. Okay. Okay. What? Okay. I just cannot believe that this is happening. Like, I knew this was bound to happen, don't get me wrong. But I'm mad. I'm mad. I'm so upset right now. I don't know if I ever gave a formal explanation, but I did end up finishing Heartless Hunter by Kirsten Ciccarelli, and I really enjoyed this. I think I would give this 5 stars. I just really had such a great time. I thought this was so interesting from the beginning. It really grabbed my attention and did what it was supposed to do in drawing me in, really starting out very strong and just kind of throwing you right into the story. And I honestly do prefer that in books where it just really throws you right in. I find that sometimes if my attention is not catched right away, I start to get a little bit frustrated. At times I was a little bit frustrated with the romance just because they are kind of using each other for each other's agenda, and the other doesn't know that really. And so, I mean, one party knows it, but I just really had a great time reading this. I was able to predict some aspects of it as we went on, but I wasn't able to predict the overall ending. And I really enjoyed this. I have a little bit of an update. I was able to listen to the audiobook of Lovely War for the rest of the afternoon, and I did finish it. I had around 4 hours left when I started, and I did my nails, made dinner, did a whole bunch of stuff, and I was able to finish this. And I think I just feel a little bit indifferent about this. I feel like that's an unpopular opinion. I've scrolled through so many Goodreads reviews and everybody rated this so highly, and I would probably give this around a 3. One of the main things was that it just took me so long to get into this. I tried reading the physical copy of this and I was like, okay. And then I put it down, and then I started listening to the audiobook, and then I stopped listening to the audiobook, and then I started listening to it again. And I stopped, and then this time around was when I finally finished it. It was a very interesting story, and it was a very sweet story and a very meaningful story. It takes place during World War I, and it is told from the perspective of Greek gods as we kind of follow these two couples. And I think that concept is very interesting, but I just feel like because of that, it kind of took away some of the actual characters that you are following. You're not able to know exactly how they are experiencing things or how they are feeling. You only know what they are experiencing and through the perspective of the Greek gods. So I think that kind of just made a little bit of a disconnect between me and then the actual characters that I'm reading about. You start out with the two characters meeting each other, and then you're slowly introduced to two other characters. And I really liked all of the characters, but I just think that there was something about this that just didn't really pull me in, and just kind of had that little bit of disconnect that made me not always want to pick this up. It almost felt like a chore. I just had it on my TBR, and then as time went on, I was like, oh, I don't actually want to read this. I just want to read this so that it's not unread. There was just something about it that kept me from really loving it. This was just a little bit of a miss for me. Hi everyone, it is Wednesday night, and I spent pretty much the whole day reading, honestly. Started out on page 80 of Red Queen, and I just finished it, so I read around 300 pages today, which is pretty good. Pretty good. I read this back in 2018, I think to January 1st of 2019, and this was probably one of the last books that I read before I stopped reading for a couple years. And I did actually remember quite a bit of what happened in this book. The only thing I didn't remember was the ending. I did remember a lot of the beginning. I think probably like the first 150 pages I remembered pretty well. I think that this was very entertaining. This book follows Mare, and she is a red, and in this world, reds are basically just regular humans. There are silvers that are in power, and silvers are just basically humans with supernatural abilities. Some people can control fire, some people can control metal, some people can control water. Basically, the silvers are in power and they keep the reds enslaved. They are either servants or they are conscripted as soon as they turn 18 to go to the war, and just kept very weak and very impoverished. Mare is put into the situation where she discovers that she has powers of her own, even though she is a red. That basically creates this whole ordeal of her being put into this almost royal situation. And there is a group of reds that are creating a rebellion, and they are trying to overtake the silver government. It's pretty interesting all the way through. There wasn't really a point where I was like, oh, this is getting kind of boring. I thought it was very interesting. One of my grievances with this book is that I think that some of the characters were so stupid. I mean this genuinely, I mean this very nicely. why are you so dumb? And I say this because obviously with the whole rebellion, obviously people are joining the rebellion, but how are you going to do that when there are people that can read your mind and control you when you literally can do nothing against that? So why are you trusting somebody that can do that? I wanted to come in and do a few final thoughts before I ended this video. I successfully read and finished 3 of the books that are on my physical TBR, and I have some unfortunate updates about Throne of Secrets. Let me start out and just kind of give a little recap of each one that I read and just some overall kind of concluding thoughts as I've sat with it a little bit more. First up is Heartless Hunter by Kirsten Ciccarelli. There were so many moments when I was like gasping and shocked with everything that was going on in this book. I would still give this 5 stars. I was thoroughly entertained while reading this. I liked the aspect of the mystery of the kind of cat and mouse they had going on. And I don't think that this is a perfect book, but I do think that this was a very entertaining, very immersive, very fast-paced book that made it very easy to enjoy. I just had a great time reading this. Next up was Lovely War. I do think that the story was really sweet, but there was just something about this, the pacing or the build-up, that really just made me struggle to get into it. But I just don't think that this was maybe the book for me. And finally, the last book that I finished in this was Red Queen. And when I finished this, I liked it. It definitely felt very 2010 dystopian, but I think that I would be tempted to continue with this series. Maybe. I think it was very interesting. I can't really say that there was a point where I was bored, but I think that some of the actions were just so, they irked me, that I just was kind of like, come on, you're being kind of dumb. And that's okay, because in all honesty, would I probably be dumb in this situation too? Maybe. Last up, I don't know if I'm in a little bit of a reading slump. I'm just not in the mood for this book. I think I might just kind of stop for a little bit with this because I'm just not interested in it. And I don't know if I have read one historical fantasy, one dystopian, and one fantasy where I'm just kind of not in the mood to read something like that right now. Or I don't know if it is this book. I just am not interested in what is going on whatsoever. I'm listening to the audiobook, but physically where it matches up, I'm around page 150, a little bit over. I want to like it because I don't necessarily think it's a bad book and I like this author's other books, but I really just don't care right now. And I don't want to give this book an unfair shot where I am forcing myself to read it when I'm then going to rate it poorly, when I can just wait to maybe a time where I'm in the mood for it and then enjoy it. I don't necessarily think this is a bad book because I haven't really read enough of it to determine if I don't like it or not. For now, I'm just gonna put this on hold. I'll probably put this on my shelf and just kind of go from there. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope you also got a lot of reading done this month, and let me know what books are on your TBR and maybe I'll add them to mine. I'll see you guys in next week's video. Bye!